Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this orientation for the foundation level students of the BS program in Data Science and Applications. We will walk you through the various steps which are a part of the foundation level, the various rules that govern the foundation level of the BS program in the next half an hour. We will start off with this particular slide. All of you must have seen this when we were actually doing orientations for the program itself. And this is the layout of the program. And currently you are at the foundation level. So you have cleared the qualifier, you are taking courses in the foundation level of the program, and you are where we are showing this in red block. You are in the first part of the program, which is the foundation level of the program. Courses in the foundation level are 8 courses. There is Maths 1 and Maths 2, there is English 1 and English 2, there is Statistics 1, Statistics 2, and Computational Thinking and Introduction to Python. So these are the 8 courses that form the foundation level of the BS in Data Science and Applications. So these are pathways in which you can actually complete the foundation level depending on your background. Say whether you have a technical background, you have some coding knowledge, whether you have a strong maths background, whether you know statistics, you've been maybe doing some part of math stats in part of your other program or as part of your work, depending on your time availability also, whether you're a working professional who can only give say 10 hours or 15 hours per week for studying from this program, or whether you're doing this program as full time, you can choose the various options that are given here. So basically, let's see the column which is to the rightmost. We call it the fastest path. You can complete the foundation level of 8 courses in 2 terms or 8 months. Basically, this will require a commitment of about 40 hours per week from you of effort and study time, because there are 4 courses. On an average, we say that every course takes about 10 to 15 hours of study time. So at least 40 hours you should be making available to study if you want to do 4 courses from this level in a particular term, right? So how would we say you can divide it is, you can do about 5 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday maybe, or 6 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday. So that comes to about 25 to 30 hours. And then on the Saturday, Sunday, you can probably give about another 15 to 20 hours of study time. So this is the way that you can schedule it. And the courses you will take is English 1, Maths 1, Statistics 1 and CT in the first term. And the next term will be English 2, Maths 2, Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. Now suppose you are not a full-time student in the program, or suppose you have other engagements that you are a part of, maybe you're doing a college program on the side, or maybe you're a working professional, or maybe in general you want to do the math stats better because you don't have a background. In that case, we would suggest that you do the foundation level in 3 terms. And the way that the courses will progress will be, the first term you do English 1, Maths 1 and Computational Thinking. In term 2, you can take up Statistics 1, English 2 and Maths 2. And the third term, you do Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. So, of course, you can work around the courses. This is just a suggestion. You can work around on what courses exactly you want to do in each term. Look at the prerequisites though for them. English 1 is a prerequisite to English 2, Maths 1 is a prerequisite to Maths 2, Stats 1 is a prerequisite to Stats 2 and CT is a prerequisite to Python. So, when you plan your courses per term, think of which one you will do first so that you can do the course in the next immediate term which has that as the prerequisite. And the last one, the column 1 that we are given, a comfortable pathway, is typically you take 4 terms to complete the foundation level, you do only 2 courses per term, and this is a very kind of we would say a comfortable pathway or an easy way to complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. So basically you start off with English 1, Maths 1 in term 1, then you do Stats 1 and CT in term 2, you do Maths 2 and Intro to Python in term 3 and Stats 2 and English 2 in the term 4. You can swap maybe Intro to Python with English 2 in case you want to spend more time on the coding part, or you can use it as is. So these are 3 different pathways that we recommend from our side on how you can complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. And we will also tell you, in general, only 10% of the students who enter the foundation level actually complete 8 courses in 2 terms. These are typically the full-time students or those who have a very strong background in maths and coding. Otherwise, the normal that we are seeing is 3 to 4 terms. that students are completing the foundation level in. The fees per course at the foundation level, you can see here, I think all of you will be aware of this. Even on the website we have given this. The fee per course at the foundation level is rupees 4,000. There are of course waivers for students from various categories. So the fee per category is given here. So for students belonging to the SC/ST category or PWD with more than 40% disability are given a 50% fee waiver already, and depending on their income level, they get additional fee waivers on the course fees too. So you pay either 4,000 for the general category where you have no waivers, or it could be rupees 2,000 per course or 1,000 per course. And the documents that are needed for us to extend this waiver are given here. So it could be a combination of the SC/ST certificate with the family income certificates, the EWS certificate with the family income certificates, the PWD certificate, or the OBC NCL with the family income certificates. So one thing I'd like to remind you, the 32,000 for the foundational level, or appropriately what you would pay for your category, need not be paid to us at the beginning when you enter the program. You will pay only for as many courses as you register to in every term. So if you register to 2 courses and I belong to the general category, say, I will pay only rupees 8,000. If I belong to, say, the OBC NCL less than 1 lakh per annum income category, then I will pay only 2,000 rupees in that term for the 2 courses that I register. We will not be asking you to pay for the entire 8 courses at the beginning itself. So this is one very important point that we would like to point out and we would like to emphasize. Please go through this very carefully. This is given on the website too. This is one of the most important program rules that you have to be aware of. Basically, the entire BSc program, the IIT Madras Senate has approved, needs to be done within 6 years or 18 terms. And if you want to complete the BS program, it has to be completed within 8 years or 24 terms. Okay, this is for the BSc level and for the BS level. But each individual level of the program too has an individual cut-off time of about 9 terms or 3 years in which the levels should be completed. In fact, we are debating on changing a part of this also. We will get back to you once the policy is finalized. But for now, the IITM Senate has approved that the foundation level should be completed in a maximum of 9 terms or 3 years. And both the diplomas should be completed within a maximum time of 9 terms or 3 years. Okay. So this is something you have to keep in mind, and the time is calculated from the first term you registered for courses within the program. So supposing I register in January 2021, right? So Jan 21, May 21, September 21. We run 3 terms a year. So in 2021, it will be counted as 3 terms. In 2022, it will be counted as 3 terms. In 2023, it will be counted as 3 terms. So by December 2023, students who joined the foundation level in January 2021 would have completed 9 terms. If they still have not completed the foundation level, they would no longer be permitted to continue with the program and they will be removed from the program. Okay, so from when you start the program, you have to ensure that you complete the foundation level within 9 terms. And these 9 terms will also include the terms where you do not register to courses or you take an RKA break, right? Registration keep alive, that you're telling us that I'm not doing any courses actively, that's RKA. So it includes those also where you take a break or you register with us saying it's an RK. So putting together all this, we'll count 9 terms and you have to complete the foundation level within that. You have to complete 2 diplomas within again 9 terms or 3 years. So from the term you enter the diploma level, right? The first term that you enter the diploma level and start courses, from there we will again start the count of 9 terms. You have to complete the 2 diplomas within a period of 9 terms. If you do not complete the foundation level in 9 terms, you will be removed from the program, email ID will be deactivated. You cannot continue the program beyond this. So be very, very aware of this. Ensure that you register to courses regularly. Ensure that you make a plan to complete the foundation level within this if you're serious about completing the BS program from IIT Madras. Okay, coming back to the good parts, now that you've completed your qualifier and you have registered to courses with us, you would have received an email ID from our site which says roll number at ds.study.iitm.ac.in. Okay, this is the format of roll number that we give to all students. The first 2 digits show the year in which you started it. The second 2 will show the term in which you started the foundation level with us. So you can log into courses going forward only with this ID. Your personal ID would have been deactivated and you can access the dashboard, you can access the courses only with the program given email ID. Okay, and your ID card would have been generated by us. You can find it in the document section of your dashboard. So these would have been done now that you're entering the foundation level and you're starting the program with us. Okay, coming to the structure of the courses and the assessments that are there, I think you all would be aware that typically we have 2 quizzes and we have 1 final exam for every course. So quiz 1 is conducted at the end of 4 weeks, quiz 2 is conducted at the end of 8 weeks, and the final exam is conducted at the end of 12 weeks when the course is completed. So some pointers with regard to when the qualifier score will be used as quiz 1 score and when it will not be used. So supposing you are doing the qualifier in say January 2024 term, right? So if you continue to register to courses having passed the qualifier in January term itself, the qualifier will be considered as quiz 1 score. Then you will go on to write quiz 2 and the final exam, and we will get out your grade based on it, right? So if you register to the qualifier in January 24, but you do not opt to continue with courses in the January term, but you say I will come back in May term or September term, in that case, we will use your qualifier score as the quiz 1 score in the midterm for the courses you register. But supposing you register for say English 1 and Maths 1 in the January term after your qualifier in the January term, in the May term we will not consider your qualifier scores as quiz 1 scores. You have to give your quiz 1 as a fresh quiz. That's how the policy of the program works. That's what I've given here in terms of term X and term X plus 1 in generic terms, so that it's not limited to any time period. But this is the way that the qualifier score will or will not be used as the quiz 1 score. The quiz 1 is broadly based on contents of weeks 1 to 4, and quiz 2 is based on weeks 1 to 8. And the final exam is based on contents provided in the weeks 1 to 12 of the course. Okay, these are the dates for this particular academic year of 2024. The 3 terms are listed here, and the quiz 1, quiz 2 end term exam dates are given here. So these are finalized from our side. There will be no changes in this unless there is something very compelling for us to make the change, but we think that this will be the final schedule that we will adhere to. The dates for the OPPs and any other vivas that we have to do will be announced before or during the term as is applicable for each course. So that alone the schedule is not done yet. The January schedule is done. It is shared with all of you. You can find that in your calendar. You can find that in the grading document and so on. But for all the other terms, May term and September term, we will define the dates for the OPPs and any other assessment components just before the term is released. Okay, and do read our emails, do read our announcements just in case we are making any change. We should not be making any change in these assessment dates, but if at all, please do watch out for our announcements, emails, WhatsApp messages to see whether there are any changes in the proposed dates. Okay, let us come to the grading pattern, because many of you are coming into the program for the very first time. I'm not sure whether you're aware of how we calculate the final course grade for these courses. So I would like to spend some time in explaining how we will do the calculation for the course grades for the courses in the foundation level, right? Firstly, just like you had an eligibility to attend the qualifier exam, correct, that you got a hall ticket for the qualifier exam based on assignment scores of weeks 1 to 4, there is an eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam also, right? So the eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam is average of the best 5 out of the first 9 weeks of graded online assignments that you do in the course should be greater than or equal to 40%, okay? And you have to mandatorily attend one of the 2 quizzes. These 2 conditions have to be satisfied to get the hall ticket for the final exam. And eligibility to obtain the final course grade, whether it's a pass grade or it's a fail grade, attending the end term exam is mandatory for that. With respect to any other specifics of courses, check the grading document for further details. But basically, the final exam is mandatory to attend if you need to get a pass grade in your course. So calculating the final score, how do we do it? There's a generic formula that we use for 7 out of the 8 foundation courses. So supposing we have GAA, which is defined as average score in best 10 out of all weekly graded assignments. Okay, so this is one component that is there. QZ1 is the score in quiz 1, QZ2 is the score in quiz 2, and F is the score in the final exam that you will write after the end of 12 weeks. Assuming that these are the assessment components for the course, 10% weightage is given for the average score in the weekly graded assignment. So we have given it as 0.1 GAA, and then there is a formula wherein if you have attended both quizzes or if you have attended one quiz, we do a combination of the two, see whichever is the higher mark, and then we add it to the weekly graded assignment score. So this is the formula that we use, and for statistics too, we have a bonus points component from one extra activity also. So that is something that is optional. You can do it if you want. If you want to get more marks, you can do that. For statistics 1, we just introduced it last term. I'm hoping it will continue, but you can again watch out for announcements on it to get some bonus points from this. Otherwise, the final score is calculated based on your weekly graded assignments, your quiz 1, your quiz 2 and the end term exam score. For Python program, grading scheme and pass criteria. This is something you should know. This is valid for everyone in the program, whether it is a foundation level, whether it is a diploma level, whether it is the degree level. So like we showed, the final core score, T score, is calculated based on all assessment components. So the weekly graded assignments, quiz 1, quiz 2, final exam, if there are OPPs that will be there, if there is any other assessment component that will also be added to it. And finally, we come up with a final course score. Okay, it's called a total course score, T. That is a term that we keep using in the program. And if you get T more than 40 out of 100, then you are deemed to have passed the course. And what is the grades that you will get? It is shown here. When T is greater than or equal to 90, you get an S grade. When you get a T score between 80 and 89, you get an A grade, and so on it goes on. If T is less than 40, you are deemed to have not passed the course, so you get a fail grade, which is a U grade. Okay, and the grades that we will use if you did not even get the hall ticket for the final exam because of ineligibility, either due to average assignment score being less or quizzes not being attended, you will get a WA or a WQ grade on your progress card. So these are equivalent to a U, but just to differentiate that you did not write the final exam and then fail the course, actually you were not even eligible to write the final exam. That's why we push in a WA or a WQ grade. And there is an I grade which is incomplete, where if you did not attend the final exam, in that case you get an I grade, because we still don't know how you will perform and whether you will pass or fail the course. Hence we push an I grade, and for this you can take up the exam in the subsequent term and actually complete the course. So this is the grades that we give for you in the program. It is common for all courses in the program of the foundation level, the diploma level and the degree level, like I said. And when calculating your GPA or the CGPA, the grade points is what we will use here. So S grade is taken as 10 points, A grade is taken as 9 points and so on. You can see D is 6 but E is 4. E is not 5, E is 4 points, and U and the other grades are taken as 0 points. Okay. So we also have a parameter called credit clearing capability in the program. We call it CCC in the program. Most times you will again get emails or messages, or on your dashboard you will see something which is CCC. So basically CCC gives you an idea of how many courses you are able to handle and you can possibly register for in a term to do well in that term. It is not probably indicative of just your ability, but it also is indicative of the time that you are able to put into the courses. So if you are busy and maybe you have just been doing the minimum required in any course to pass, and maybe you are getting a D grade in 2 courses you took, we would really suggest that you should not be taking 3 and 4 courses, because your grades are already less in those 2 courses, and maybe you should just continue with 1 or 2 courses going forward. So typically what we do is we calculate the average of course marks from the previous term or even the previous 2 terms, and we do this kind of a recommendation table where if the average of courses that you've completed is less than 50, which is that D grade or an E grade that you got, then maybe you should do only 1 or 2 courses in every term, because we are seeing that either you don't put in the effort or the time, or maybe you're not able to cope with the courses. If you have this S score between 50 and 70, maybe 3 is a good recommendation for you, and above 70 we say maybe you can deal with 4 courses in the program. So that is something that we recommend. It's called the credit clearing capability, and this is something that you should think for yourself. You should also look at how you have been doing the courses, how much time you are able to spend, and then decide to register for courses so that you do them really well, get good grades and get a good CGPA. So that is something very important you have to keep in mind when you are thinking about and deciding how many courses to register in a particular term. Okay, let us come to the various scenarios now of how the grades impact you, right? So if somebody was not eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam, that is you got a WA or a WQ grade, or even if you were eligible, you went and wrote the final exam, but your total score finally was less than 40, that you got a U grade and you did not pass the course, what are the options available for you? You have to repeat the entire course in the next terms. There is no other option to again attempt the final exam or do it. You have to repeat the entire course. You have to do the weekly assignments again. You have to become eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam based on the conditions for that course. Then go attempt it and pass the course. Okay. So, this is what is said here, and it includes submission of assignments, redoing all the quizzes and the interim exam. And the fees for repeating the course is the same as the regular course fee. So, if the course fees for you in general category was 4,000 and you got a WA, WQ grade in that, then you pay the 4,000 again for that course, register for it in the next subsequent terms and you complete it. So, this is what you have to do if you got a WA, WQ or a U grade. Okay, what if a learner is absent for the final exams and got an I grade, which is an incomplete grade? Okay, so there are two options here. One option is you have already finished the weekly assignments. You might have finished the quizzes also, because of which you got hall ticket to the final exam, but for whatever reason you did not attempt the final exam. In this case, you can choose to write the final exam alone in the next immediate term. So this writing the final exam to get a grade is available only in the next immediate term. If you go in the second term after, say in January I got an I grade, only in May term you can get this choice of writing the final exam alone. If you miss that and do not register, in September term thereafter you will have to repeat the entire course. You do not get the option of writing the final exam alone. Okay, the fee for writing the final exam alone in the foundation level is rupees 1,000 and at the diploma degree level is rupees 2,000. So what will happen here is you will go and write the exam in the next term that you register. All the other assessment components we will take from the term in which you completed the course. So the weekly assignments, the quizzes, all those scores we will take it from the term you completed in. We will add only this end term score and give you a grade. You will get access to the course in case you want to refresh and revise the material that is there. So in the term that you register for writing the end term exam alone, we will not give you hall tickets to attempt the quizzes, and we will not consider your weekly assignment scores even if you do attempt and you kind of revise it. We will only take the assessment components from the previous term where you had originally registered for the course. If you skip a term, like I said, and you do not register for the end term exam alone in the immediate subsequent term, then you have to repeat the course. You will get a U grade in this and you will have to repeat the entire course after that. Okay. And one more thing is, either, like I said, there are two options. You can choose to write the end term exam alone, or you can choose to repeat the course already when you get an I grade. So when the any course has an I grade, during a course registration, there will be two options that open up. Do you want to write the end term alone, or do you want to repeat the entire course? You can choose either of the options depending on maybe the marks that you got in the assessments were very less, that you want to repeat it again and improve your marks, or maybe you thought I did very well in the course components and I only want to write the final exam alone. So that is what is said here. And writing the final exam for a course that had an I grade will be counted towards your max courses that you can take in a term of 4. So even if it is only end term exam, and supposing you are say going to take 4 courses that term, this will be counted as one of the courses and you can only take 3 others in that particular term that you are registering. Okay, now coming to what happens if maybe you had registered for 4 courses and then suddenly you find yourself that you don't have time and there are urgent other activities that have come up that doesn't give you the time to study those 4 courses. You also find maybe the courses are very tough and you did not expect them to be so difficult that you're not able to cope and do well in the 4 courses. How do you drop a course in this case? So we have something called a drop window which is opened for 3 days, 28 days from the start of the course. Okay, so supposing we start the course say for example on January 1st, on January 28th for 3 days we will open a window called drop window. So you can go into your dashboard and you can select the courses you wish to drop and it will be removed from your dashboard and we will do a drop mechanism. So in this drop courses, there is a admin fee deduction that we will do and the remaining will be put into your wallet. So like you can see here, if it is a foundation course, then rupees 2000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet. And if it is a diploma or a degree level course, rupees 4000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet that you can use the next time that you come in for course registration. So here are certain situations that we have also given of options of dropping. So supposing you are maybe not dropping courses in a particular term after you've registered, but for whatever reason you want to quit the program. So there is an option called I quit the program and you can tell us that you want to quit the program during the 3-day window and the course fee minus the deductions that happen will be refunded to the learner and learner will be removed from the program. Whatever documents are due to you in terms of progress card will be given to you and we'll change your status as quitting the program. That is one option where you choose to completely get out of the program and you're not even there. The second one is where the learner drops maybe one or a few of the courses registered in a particular term. So the refund for only the drop courses will be done in that particular term and refunded to the wallet. Email ID will still be active. You will continue with the other courses that you have not dropped in that particular term. And of course, your student status will be still active. And third, if the learner opts to drop all courses in a term, so I registered for 3 courses, I am dropping all 3 courses that particular term. So refund will be done to the wallet as per the table given. Email ID will be kept active so that learner can come in and register the next term. And this term will be counted as a term with 0 courses. So it will be counted almost equivalent to doing an RKA, though you registered but you have dropped it. So this will be counted as an equivalent term of RKA and the status will be changed to academic probation. And the fee receipt will be generated after this 4 weeks because we would also like to see who is dropping courses, who is staying on to courses so that the final fee that we have and final fee that we are refunding can also be tallied and we give you something which is accurate for what you have made as payment and what you have received back from us after you drop the courses. So this is a table that we have shown and these amounts you can see here and the foundation and diploma level are based on the categories that you belong to and the waivers that you have gotten, and what we will retain, what we will put back into your wallet is also shown here. For learners writing exams outside India, either at centers or remote proctored, you would have paid an additional exam facilitation fee for doing the exams. So for all such learners, when you drop from courses in the 3-day window after 28 days, 100% of the facilitation fee for quiz 1 will be retained by us because we would have done all arrangements by then for you to write the quiz 1, and 50% of the facilitation fee for quizzes 2 and 3 will be put back into the wallet because even with our exam partners, we actually pay them upfront booking seats for the quiz 1, quiz 2 and final exam as you all registered to us with the program at the beginning of the term. Hence, this is the format in which we will retain money and how much will be refunded to learners outside India who are dropping courses in a term. So, there are two types of progress reports that we will share with you. So, the first one is called a term-wise progress card. So, this is a document that we will generate at the end of every term when your results have been published and you have verified all of it. This will actually list all the courses that you have taken in any term, and what data we will put in there is the course code, the course name, the level and the grade obtained. And in this progress card, we will show all courses that have a U grade, that have a WA grade, WQ grade, and I grade. It will show any courses that you have dropped also. So basically, this will document whatever courses you have taken and the action taken on those courses in any given term. So this is called a progress card. The next one is called a grade card. The grade card is issued only when you complete a particular level. Okay, it is not generated at the end of every single term. It is generated only when you complete a particular level. When you complete foundation level, a grade card is generated. When you complete diploma level, a grade card is generated. When you complete BSc level, a grade card is generated. And when you complete the BS level, the grade card or the transcript is generated. So the difference between this and the progress card is, on this, every course will be listed only once uniquely, and it will show the final grade obtained in that course, whether it is a pass grade or whether it is a U grade. So for instance, in say one term, you did not pass a course and you got a WA grade, maybe that the next term you repeated the course and completed it with a A grade. So the A grade is how this course will be listed on the grade card. But on the progress card, in that first term, it will show the course name and it will say WA. Second term, it will show the course name and it will say that it has an A grade. So the progress card will give you all instances of what you did with courses. The grade card will have only one instance of every course listed on it with the final grade that that particular course has. Okay. GPA is something called grade point average. It is average of the scores for the courses taken in any single term. So for that term, what is the calculation? The formula is given here. So we already showed you for every grade we have a points awarded. So S grade is 10 points, A grade is 9 points, and so on. So the points of the grade that you got is multiplied by the credits and it is summed up and it's divided by the total credits. So for every term we will calculate this. That is called GPA for that particular term. And then we will calculate CGPA for all unique courses done so far in the program, and that is called the CGPA. So CGPA is the cumulative grade point average, and it shows you what your performance has been across courses done till that particular point in time in the program. So when you get your progress card, both of these will be listed in that particular document. So the progress card and the grade card will be uploaded in the document section for students to be able to download, and hope you all are familiar with your student dashboard. There are a lot of important documents that go through it. I will also walk you through some of it when I come to that particular section. Okay, student status. So there is something called student status that we maintain for students in the program. I will walk you through the status that we keep. The first one is on the rolls or active student status. So when a learner is registered in any term for one or more courses after paying the course fees, the status will be on the rolls or active. So basically you are active in the program, you're registered to courses, you're doing coursework with us. At that point, your status is maintained with us as active. And then if you take a terms break, you're maybe paying RKA or you haven't paid RKA, you've not come in to fill the form with us for registering to courses in a term, your status in that particular term will be on academic probation. Okay, so this is the term that we will call on academic probation, and you have to pay us RKA of ₹1,000 to take a terms break, to tell us that I'm not coming in for this particular term, I'm not registering to courses, but keep my email ID active and I'll come back soon. I just need a break this particular term. If you don't pay the RKA but you have not come in to register to courses in a particular term, the next term when you come back to register for courses, this RKA fee will be recovered from you. So that is what is given here. The third status that we have is struck off rolls. Okay. If a learner with status academic probation continues like that for 2 terms and the third term also they do not register for courses with us, they are struck off the rolls. So at this point, we will deactivate your email ID, we will deactivate your ID card, and status will be given as struck off the rolls. So official email ID suspended, like I said, and to reactivate the registration, maybe 3 terms you have done this, but term 4 now you want to come back and do some courses in the program, you have to inform the team who will reactivate your email ID and you can start registering for courses. So there is a readmission fee for those with stuck off roles who want to restart the program. You have to pay this readmission fee to us where we activate your email ID and other permissions on the program side, and you can start again registering to courses with us. So any learner who struck off the rolls 2 times from the program is removed from the program. So please watch out when taking breaks on whether you are taking continuous breaks in 2 or 3 terms. You also have to be aware of the first point which I said, where a level has to be completed in 9 terms or 3 years. So the more breaks you take, the longer you're going to do a particular level, and you should not come to a position where even if you do courses, you can't complete a level, and anyways you will be removed from the program at that point. So please be aware of this. Struck off roles, if you are coming into that, you've already lost a year or 3 terms. So think about where you are in the program and decide on doing courses thereafter. Quitting the program is another status where you choose to tell us that you are quitting the program. So maybe you have completed the foundation level and you're happy with that to take the foundation certificate. You are not going to continue the program with us. You can actually quit the program with us so that we know that you are not going to continue thereafter. We'll suspend your email ID and we will give you the certificates. Same thing with 1 diploma. Maybe after completing 1 diploma also you want to quit. Maybe after completing 2 diplomas you want to quit, or at the BSc level you want to quit. So the 1 diploma, 2 diplomas and the BSc level, if you quit the program, one thing you have to be aware about is you cannot come and restart or rejoin the program once you have quit it and taken the original certificates from us. So that's something that we ask you, saying that are you aware that if you quit the program after 1 or 2 diplomas or BSc and take the original certificate, you cannot come and continue from there for the next level. So if you agree to it and you're aware and you want to do it, we will give you the original certificates at that point along with the transcript, and you can take it and leave the program. One thing we have enabled for such people is, of course, for you to do courses in the program, but these will not count towards credit for any degree or something like that. You will get a transcript from us and you can use it for learning purpose or anywhere else that you would like to use it. That is something that is there. And the last status that we have is alumnus, where students completing the BSc level or the BS degree become alumnus of IIT Madras. So we will also send this list to the IIT Madras alumni office. There are procedures and processes by which you get registered with them and you become part of the alumni group. So there will be some interfacing we will do between you and them, and you can become an alumnus of IIT Madras. For those completing 1 or both diplomas and quitting the program, there is no alumni status that is being awarded. It's only for the BSc and BS degree completed students. exams outside India, I would like to also iterate that this program can be done by students anywhere across the globe. Okay, so there is no requirement for you to come to India as part of this particular program for any assessment components. Hence, you can be in any country, anywhere, and do this program with us. We also have exam centers in UAE, we have it in Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, and we are exploring in some countries like Singapore too. If you stay in any of these countries, you will have to go to the nearest center and you will have to take the exam in person. And if you belong to any other country, say in Europe or US, Canada, Australia, Japan, where we have students currently studying in the program, you will take exams from your place itself through an online remote proctored mechanism. So the exam platform is the same as what we have for students in India. It will not be a different platform, but the exam timing will be synchronized with the timings that we run for exams in India. So for instance, if we are running quiz 1 and quiz 2 at 2 p.m. IST, whatever the timing is in your country, your place of residence at that point, you will be taking up that exam at that point. For instance, there are students in USA who do exams at 2 a.m. Because that is the equivalent of 2 p.m. IST. But we don't have a choice. This is the way that it works. You will be taking exams at that particular time, which is the same as the India timing. It is synchronized to India exam timings. Tuition fees, there is no difference between a student studying in India and a student studying outside of India. But there is a facilitation fee which is collected in addition to this for giving the exams there at the centers outside India or doing remote proctored exams with us. So that will be collected in the form itself once you say that I am not in India and I belong to outside India and I will be studying from here. One word of caution here, this remote proctored online exams are permitted only for students from certain countries where we don't have centers and on approval from our side. If for whatever reason you happen to be in India during the exam times, you will have to inform us before and give the exam only from exam centers in India. You cannot do an online remote proctored exam by being in India. So if you're traveling back for work or if you're traveling back for any personal, personal situations, you have to inform us that you're not outside India and we will schedule an exam for you in one of the centers here. So normally when the exam happens, we will ask you to ping your IP and location. And if you find that it is in India when you're doing an online remote proctored exam, that exam will be invalidated. We will not be taking that marks into account. So please be aware of this point and act accordingly if you are indeed traveling to India for any of the exams. Content that is released in every course, I think all of you should be knowing it, having gone through the qualifier of 4 weeks. So the primary content is videos by the faculty that have been created and are released every week. So this will be about 2 to 3 hours of videos that the faculty handling that particular course, offering that course have created, and that will be the primary source of content for a course. Then you have activity questions which are a part of every video. So there are about 4, 5, 7 questions that are given after every video, which tests whether you have actually watched the video and you've understood what is being taught there. Then we have practice assignments, maybe 1 or 2 practice assignments may be there. These assignments are similar to the weekly graded assignments except that they will have also the solution as part of it. So there will be a PDF solution where the complete steps have been worked out. There will be a video recording of the solution where the explanations are also given. This will be made available to you. So our recommendation, watch the primary faculty videos, answer the activity questions to ensure you have understood the videos that you have watched, and then start doing the practice assignment yourself. If you get stuck, there is always a solution, or there is a video recorded solution. You can watch it, you can see what you have missed or where you have gone wrong, and then you can continue with the practice assignment. The most important, the weekly graded assignments will be there. You have to complete it and submit because these determine eligibility for the final exam as we have already discussed. So once the practice assignments are done and you're confident on how to solve, the graded assignments can be easily handled by you. So before the due date, ensure you submit the graded assignment much ahead. Do not wait till the last minute of 23:58 or 59, because there could be server issues because of load or something, and all your effort will go waste if you wait till the last minute. So at least do it 1 or 2 hours ahead of the deadline and ensure that you have submitted the graded assignment. How do you verify you have submitted your assignment? There is a last submission date on the assignment that will come up, and that will show the date and the time when your last submission was recorded by the server in our program. If that does not reflect your last submission, you will know that your submission has not been received by us. You have to ensure every time you submit that that date and time are actually reflecting the time when you submitted the assignment. And then there are tutorial videos that a lot of instructors have created around this content, so that is something you can see. There are also text transcripts and notes for every week. So we have transcribed all the videos that are there. These are corrected and made into a readable format, and they are also given as PDFs to you. So if you want to read through them after having watched the video lectures, maybe for making notes or as a refresher, these can be used. Reference books are listed that also you can refer to and do additional reading, apart from, of course, whatever is given by the faculty as videos. There will be a mock test that you can attempt to get an idea of how the quiz 1, quiz 2 will happen. And there are discussion forums and live sessions by the instructors that happen where you can ask your doubts. So the discussion forum, you can ask your doubts in a written format. Within a day, the team will reply to your query there, or if you know answers to queries that your fellow mates are asking, you can also answer it. The live sessions typically are about 8 to 10 hours per week per course. These are handled by instructors and a combination of teaching assistants also. Do attend these live sessions to go and ask your queries and get them cleared, or at least watch them later to find out if there's any doubt that you have had, somebody is asked and they've answered it, you might at least get it cleared from that point of time. So there are 4 types of live sessions. You would have seen this even as you went through the qualifier. There's a live session dedicated to discussing maybe activity questions. Then there is a solve with instructor where the problems are solved, as part of the live session, step by step they are solved. And then graded assignments are also solved and discussed, so that if you have any queries, you can ask that. Then there's an open session where any question on the content for that week can also be asked to the instructor or the TA, and they are handled by the team. So here are just some tips that we went through. I already spoke about it. Go through each and every video, make your own notes that you can refer to before the quizzes and final exam. This is very important because you would make notes on what you understand best, what you didn't understand, how you want to make your cheat sheets work best for you. I think that is something each of you has to do. Attempt assignments on your own, okay? Take help if required to understand, but do not blindly copy the answers that are being put out on some WhatsApp group or some Telegram group and feed it in. Because in the quiz or final exam, when you write the exam under proctored conditions, there is not going to be help available to you. So if you don't understand and solve problems, people are not going to be able to help you on the day of the exams, and it will not work for you to pass the course. Hence, attempt the assignments by yourself. Take help as required to understand when you are stuck, but do not blindly copy from whatever solutions are put out in various groups. Also, we find many websites that are selling solutions to the weekly assignments that we are putting out, and they are also charging some money for it. It is anywhere between 500 rupees to 1000 to 2000 rupees. Again, we are saying these are not legitimate websites. These are not authorized or approved by the program. The program does not collect any other fees apart from the course fees that we are charging currently. These websites, though many of them claim to be IIT Madras websites, or they sometimes use the logo which is not permitted, please do not fall for these. These are all scams. The support you get from the instructors through the live session, the discussion forum will be more than enough for you to actually understand what is being taught and go through the assignments and learn from it. You do not need any of these external websites that are selling solutions for money, okay? That is something that you have to be aware of. In the past, we've had students who have been scammed and also paid money, assuming that they were approved by us, but then we had to tell them that none of it is approved by us. Only what is on the portal is approved and authorized by us.
So here at this IITM BS program, we not only encourage you to learn content from us through the academics which we offer, but we also want to enhance the student life experience you get when you go to a physical college. While the program itself is online, where the teaching happens online and evaluation happens in person, we want to create an environment where you can get the full experience of the student life. For this, the program actually has created 12 houses which are named after the Indian forests. The names are given here, and each member of this program, each student of this program is associated to this one of these houses. And there are groups which are there, and these groups are created from students of the same city or neighboring cities, and this helps the students to connect in some way. Every group has a group leader, and every house has a secretary, deputy secretary, and web admin. These houses also maintain their own website. They also actually have very interactive events, inter-house, intra-house competitions, and that really provides a vibrant environment for students to interact with each other and actually benefit while learning in this program. So the goals of this is to create a leadership skills for the students who are part of this organization. So you can also aspire to be secretaries or deputy secretaries or web admins of this program, of these these houses in the program, or you can also actively take part in organizing events and things like that within the houses itself. You can enrich your experience by joining clubs and other co-curricular and extracurricular activities. We also want to promote equity through our inclusive policy, and this environment of houses actually gives a mechanism for addressing grievances also, so that in case there are some challenges which you are facing, or if you are having some issues where you need help from another student, this house structure can help you seek that help in a fluent way. So in addition to these houses, we have the flagship student fest, which is organized here at IIT Madras. So there are actually 3 versions for this. So this flagship event is called the Paradox. So this is a student-led fest which is organized by the students for the students across the country. So there are 3 versions. The on-campus event is the major event which happens here at IIT Madras. It happens usually in May. This is a place where we hope to see every one of you. Last year we had a congregation of about 3,000 students showing up here at IIT Madras and enjoying the campus and participating in technical and cultural events for a period of 4 days. So in addition to this in-person event which happens in May, we also have 2 online events. One which is called Savan Paradox, which happens in August, and another which is Margari Paradox, which happens in the month of December. So Savan Paradox happens between the term breaks of May and September terms, and the Margari Paradox happens during the term break between the September and January term. The May Paradox, which is the in-person paradox which happens here on campus at IIT Madras, this year has been scheduled for May 30, 31, June 1 and 2. So you will have 4 days of sports, technical and cultural events. All of you are welcome to join. We hope to see thousands of students here on campus, and you can be a part of it. So there are also societies and clubs which host workshops and competition year round. These clubs and societies organize events as part of Paradox also, but they can also organize events outside of the calendar of Paradox and based on their own schedules and their own interests. In addition to this year we are also starting a new initiative, which is the in-person meetups across the country. So if there are a group of students who want to meet up in their city and want to interact and socialize, it could be just joining together to have tea and chat, or it could be a physical activity like playing a cricket match, or it could be just sitting and learning in an environment, going to the library or something. So for such events, we are trying to promote them through the houses and also through individual students who may be interested in organizing these such events. So we will send more information in the near future. So for this kind of in-person meetups, we are hoping that you will be able to come up with a proposal, and the IIT Madras BS program team will provide financial support if needed. And based on the proposals we will receive, we will screen and select a few, and we have some plan of supporting this financially as well. So we hope that there is more and more physical interaction between students, and hopefully that will create a network which will help you go a long way. Here are some amazing pictures which were taken during the Paradox event. So the image which you see here with the director and coordinators and the dean academic courses is during the first Paradox, where we had more than 2,500 students who participated and enjoyed the campus, stayed here, and actually took part in various events. So this gives an opportunity for the students to interact with the administrators of the program, the faculty who teach you, and also the instructors who have actively taken part in the various live sessions and so on. So as you can see images, you have an opportunity to interact with the director one-on-one, and also in some cases you also get to spend enough time with the instructor or the faculty conduct workshops and so on. So there is also a certificate distribution which happens, which is an official event where students actually are given the provisional and the final certificates based on the levels they have completed. So the co-curricular activities which happen are shown here. Some of them include hackathons, industry interaction, and so on. There are very interesting events which happen. Many students participate in this, and they also win exciting prizes, and it gives a really vibrant environment for students here. So this is an image where the first set of diploma certified students are shown. So all the students got their provisional diplomas during the first round of Paradox, and in the second year of Paradox, we actually had a more formal event where students were given even their final diplomas for students who were quitting the program. This year we will be very excited. We are all very excited because the first set of students who have completed the BSc degree will be getting their final diplomas and when they are quitting, or they will also be awarding the provisionals for the students who have completed the requirements for the BS degree. So we look forward to having all of you here, and you will all be witnessing history happen this May. So what is there without having enough fun? So we have a lot of fun during Paradox. There are cultural events where you have singing, dancing, fashion show, and all sorts of extracurricular activities which students take part in, participate, and it is a fun-filled fest which is driven by the students. There is a group of students who actually actively take part in organizing this. You can also be a part of the team. You are more than welcome to sign up for being volunteers for Paradox, and then raise up the ladder and eventually be the core organizing team for Paradox as well. So this will give you a great learning opportunity, and this definitely helps you gain leadership skills. So there are also sports events which are held. There are many interesting competitions, whether it is the marathon which happens early in the morning, or it is football and basketball and cricket and so on, which is played across the different grounds in IIT Madras. You get an opportunity to experience the campus in its fullest glory. So these are some of the interesting events which happen in and around Paradox, and also through other student initiatives which are happening throughout the year. So we hope that outside of academics, you also enjoy the learning experience that you get by interacting with students, and you build a strong network which will take you a long way in your near future. So here is a list of the social media handles of IIT Madras BS program. As you can see, these are our official handles, and we request that each of you follow these handles. Many exciting information will be shared there, and you will be able to get to know each other and also socialize outside through this environment. I hope this gives you a perspective of what student life in the IIT Madras BS program would look like. Hope you all make the most out of this. In addition to providing this kind of a vibrant student life, IIT Madras is also very socially conscious. So we provide fee support for students who come from socially, economically, and physically disadvantaged backgrounds. The scholarships are based on various criteria. We also provide CSR support for students who are meeting the requirements. In addition to providing this kind of financial support, we also have a very active placement and internship cell, which helps in facilitating placement for graduating learners. We also help in securing internships for learners who have completed both the diplomas. We also have an administrative team which tries to respond to any queries you might have. When you have support queries related to courses, payments, exam centers, exam dates, the portal itself, or assignments, quizzes, mark sheets, etc., you can write to support@study.iitm.ac.in. So we will respond to you. It may take a little bit of time. We do get thousands of emails, so we will get back to you. It may take 48 hours for us to respond. Please wait. We will address your concerns and questions. In case you have something which is more specifically related to student activities or wellness related issues, we ask you to write to a separate email ID. Please don't write to support when you have these kinds of issues. We want you to write to student_affairs@study.iitm.ac.in. Please make sure that you can reach out to us. We will provide the necessary support you would look for, and we will help you through whatever you might be facing. Having discussed all this, we now need to look at more serious issues which are important for maintaining the academic integrity of this program, which is the rules which govern the program related to academic malpractices. There is something called graded punishments. These graded punishments will be imposed on anyone who indulges in academic malpractices. This can be during an exam or an assignment. So some of the academic malpractices are listed here, which is unfair communication, use of material or devices which is not permitted, impersonation, plagiarism, and forging of documents, etc. This is not a comprehensive list, so there are many other activities which would be deemed as academic malpractices. A comprehensive list will be sent to students every time there is an exam. You will be able to see this, and this document is also available on your dashboard to go and look up. You will be able to see which are all activities which are considered to be academic malpractices. There are serious consequences when you are talking about such malpractices. It can range from getting a U grade in the concerned course and 1 grade lesser in all the other courses, or it could be U grade for all the courses registered in that term, or you can also get debarred from registering for the next term, or you can be expelled from the program as well. So depending on the violation, the consequences can be quite severe. So we hope you understand the consequences of your actions and you act accordingly. So when it comes to non-academic misconduct, cyberbullying, sexual harassment, and things of that sort, there is actually zero tolerance here at IIT Madras. For when we have both academic or non-academic malpractices or misconduct, we do not take it lightly. There is a disciplinary committee which is constituted for the BS program. So this is a Senate subcommittee, which means it has been empowered to make certain recommendations to the Senate directly, and their recommendations will be discussed and approved by the Senate. Once it's approved by the Senate, it gets implemented. Okay, so please understand that there are very serious consequences for your actions. So when it comes to non-academic malpractices, there are various types of activities which can be treated as non-academic misconduct. It could be rude behavior to a fellow student or to the support staff or people, instructor or faculty of the program, or people who are involved in the program in some way. You could also be impersonation on social media, or using social media handles which misrepresent who you are, right? So it could be a handle which has the IITM name attached to it, or misrepresenting it as if to show that it is an official IIT Madras handle or a BS program handle. All these are serious impersonations which can lead to severe consequences. If there is slandering or spreading of false information about the program, or cyberbullying, which in itself is a very serious crime. It is actually something which can be taken as a criminal offense. There can be serious consequences in the legal world as well. We will talk about what they are. Making program specific internal communications to public, in the sense you will be receiving a lot of communication from our side. You will be receiving WhatsApp messages, SMS and emails which share program specific information which is meant only for the students of the program. This cannot be shared in public. This is not for public consumption. So if you share such information to the public, that can also be treated as a non-academic violation. There are recommendations which can be either a simple probation with warning, or reduction in your CCC, which will reduce the number of courses that you can take in the subsequent terms. You can be debarred from participating in the internship and the placement process, or you can be completely rusticated from the program. So please understand that the consequences for such actions are quite severe and you cannot take it lightly. Okay, let me specifically talk about a couple of non-academic violations which are very serious. Cyberbullying is one such thing. IIT Madras has zero tolerance for cyberbullying. So you can see that cyberbullying is defined as any aggressive intentional act or behavior that is carried out by an individual or a group using electronic forms of contact repeatedly and over time against another person or group. So this is the definition of cyberbullying. So if you harass anybody which is repeated through an electronic mode, or if it is done over a period of time, then that would be considered cyberbullying, and we will take severe action for doing this. If at all you are caught, please be very careful that you will be given the most severe punishments. We will discuss what has already happened towards the end of the slides. So cyberbullies generally tend to resort to repeated aggressive behavior which is intended to humiliate, scare, anger or shame the targeted person or group. So if somebody is doing that, then if you are somebody who is a victim, please reach out to us. If you are somebody who is aware of something like this happening, please inform us. Please make sure that it stops. It is a serious violation, and in a program of this sort where most of the interactions are going to be happening in the electronic world, it is important that you understand the consequences of such actions. So here are some of the examples of cyberbullying. This is not a comprehensive list. This gives you an idea as to what they are. Spreading lies about or posting embarrassing photos of someone on social media, trolling or circulating memes that are aimed at another person, impersonating someone and sending mean messages to others on their behalf, hacking personal accounts, sending abusive, threatening, hurtful or inappropriate messages to harass someone, sharing someone's private messages or picture or threatening or blackmailing to do so, threatening someone to commit an act of violence or threats of pornography, stalking someone and sending targeted messages, etc. So as I already mentioned, this list is not comprehensive. Please be very careful about how you interact with people in the cyber world. Another serious violation where IIT Madras has zero tolerance is sexual harassment. In case you do not understand what it is, please learn about what sexual harassment is. Sexual harassment can be defined as any unwelcome behavior. The person who is at the receiving end of such behavior is the one who decides whether it is unwelcome or not. So you do not get to define it for others. So if as a you feel victimized or you feel harassed, then you have the right to come to us. Please do not feel embarrassed if you are facing something like this, whether it is cyberbullying or sexual harassment. You please feel free to reach out to us. So when you are having such interactions, make sure that you send an email to students-grievance@study.iitm.ac.in. We will address this immediately. Okay, so we want you to know that you should not feel embarrassed if you are facing some of these issues, and it is a fundamental right to have a harassment free workplace or a learning environment. If at all you are going through something like this, keep a record of all the notes, whether it's a WhatsApp message or SMS or emails, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, whatever it might be. So these will come in handy when the committee is looking at what the issue is. So for people who are not aware of what activities would be classified as sexual harassment, it would include sending someone sexual content without them consenting, or unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favor, or sexualized comments, example on photos and etc. So all these are considered to be sexual harassments. Any unwelcome behavior which makes the other person uncomfortable can be treated as harassment. So please be very careful in what you engage when you are actually interacting with others. Okay, now that I have given you details of what the penalties are and what the violations are, let me give you a summary of what has happened in 2023. So as I already mentioned, we have zero tolerance policy. If you are caught doing something, you will get the punishment for it. So please understand, these punishments have already been meted out and students have been penalized. So when they were possessing incriminating materials during online remote proctored exams, 68 of them were given a U grade in the concerned course, and were 1 grade was reduced in all other courses. When people used ChatGPT or generative AI or other websites to answer questions during an online proctored exam, they were given U in all courses in the concerned term. And when they were possessing incriminating materials during offline exams, again they were given U grade in all the concerned courses. So there were 11 and 6 students who have done these violations. Total of 17 have gotten U grade in all the concerned courses for these 2 violations. Then we have impersonation in an exam and sharing of answer sheets and referral of material or devices or discussion with students and so on. All these has resulted in U grade in all the courses concerned in that semester, in that term. So this has been another 7 students who have gone through these violations, and they have been penalized accordingly. Communication with other students through any means, it could be just WhatsApp or some other communication mechanism during an exam. This is communicating with fellow students during an exam. It's not just communicating with students during an exam. It is considered to be a academic malpractice, and if you do that, you get a U grade in the concerned course. Plagiarism or data manipulation has also resulted in U grades for students, and exploiting system vulnerability is a very serious offense, and the student who actually did this has been given a U grade in all the courses in the concerned term and has been debarred from registering for courses in the subsequent term. In case of non-academic malpractices, we have had cases where we had to deal out very serious punishments. One of the students who was caught in the cyberbullying violation was basically penalized by reducing the CCC by 4 for the 3 subsequent terms, which means this student cannot register for any courses over the next 3 terms. And the student is also debarred from participating in internship and placement processes. The 3 other students who were involved in cyberbullying activities were also penalized, and their CCC was reduced by 4 for 2 subsequent terms, meaning that they cannot register for courses for the next 2 terms. And these students were also debarred from participating in the internships and placement processes. We hope that you understand the seriousness of all this. We seriously urge you to make sure you follow certain web etiquette, making sure that you do not get caught up in this. Most of you are doing fine. There are definitely some cases where these violations are being caught and this leads to serious consequences which really jeopardize your progress in this program. So while communicating with anyone, treat others with the same respect that you would like to receive. Be courteous and kind to anyone, right? So whether it is a fellow student or a support staff, instructor or faculty, always be courteous. You can always have some constructive criticism, but do not be rude to anybody while you're communicating. Avoid pointing out errors and mistakes in a public forum. So there, everybody makes mistakes. We definitely have some errors. There may be something which has happened, but talk to them privately, point them out, or write to the support staff. Try and get the issue resolved instead of trying to publicly humiliate or shame the person. Understand and respect the diversity and dignity of all. Do not send any offensive or discriminatory messages. All the laws protecting rights and dignity of people are also applicable on the web. So this program is very unique in a way that you have people who are as young as 18 years old who are coming right out of class 12, and you have learners who are in their 60s and 70s who are studying together, which means there is a varied understanding of what is acceptable and what is not. So if you are in doubt, do not share things which could be perceived as offensive. Your perception of what is offensive might be different, but please understand that your perception might not be the only one which people understand. So please make sure that all communications are kept professional, and you make sure that you have a conducive environment which promotes learning and socializing in a positive way. With this, I'll end my discussion on the various malpractices and what would be the penalties. So I hope you take these things seriously and make sure that you get the most out of this program by focusing on the learning aspect instead of trying to get into some other unwanted and unnecessary activities. Thank you all the best, have fun learning.
We have received quite a few questions in the G form which we have shared today. We have shorted out a few questions which was, repeated continuously. We'll read out the questions and we'll explain you the relevant answer now.
Does IITM officially provide mentorship program?
Yeah, we are providing mentorship program for a few courses which we have already announced, and the payment link for the mentorship also available for you. We have sent an email as well regarding this. The students those who are received, we have extended the deadline also now till 25th. So you can utilize this and complete the payment before the deadline to get the mentorship.
Those students who have passed 4th August exam have to study again the same syllabus, and the exam has to be given in October 27th.
Yes, you have to. The student, those who didn't continue in a previous term, after qualifier, you have to start from week 1 and you have to write this one on October 27th.
So if we are not able to complete week 1 in time, can we carry on that to week 2?
That is not possible. You have to submit assignment before the deadline.
So does JEE based entry student need to give quiz 1? As my dashboard shows only quiz 2, portal does not ask for my preference of exam city for quiz 1.
Yes, you have to write quiz 1. In your dashboard, you can able to see only quiz 2 and interim exam edit option. Why? Because you have already given your, preference in the initial application form. So we'll run out the G form for those students if you would like to, edit the exam city. If you are not available, we'll test few students tomorrow and we'll run out the G form. But you have to write quiz.
How long will it take to finish the courses in this foundation level if I take one course per term?
See, actually, we have a maximum limit for each level. For foundation, you have to complete all 8 courses in 9 terms. That is 3 years. So you can plan accordingly as per your convenience. But we have a duration for the program. Whole program should be completed in 8 years. So you can plan accordingly for all the 4 levels.
Is there any chance to edit the number of courses taken?
Yes, you can able to edit. Now it's not possible. We have a drop window which will open in 20 or 25 days. Dates are available on our website. Under academics, you can find the dates on under academics academic calendar. So you can drop your courses which you have registered in this term. But there is a admin fee detection for dropping in drop window, which is available in student handbook under drop courses. You can check that.
When we will receive the WhatsApp messages for the live sessions?
So we are yet to start the live sessions for this term. So once we schedule the live session, you will start receiving the live session announcement through your registered number with us.
Do we have to install any software like Ubuntu, Windows for the ACT?
No, no need of any extra softwares. You can do whatever your OS you are having. You can take SCT and OPP with that.
Is it necessary to have a webcam on your computer for the ACT and the OPX?
Definitely, it's mandatory to have a webcam in your laptop or desktop, whatever you are using for OPP and SCT as well.
How many courses we can improve in a term or a year?
You can do an improvement for already cleared courses, but every term you can able to register only maximum of 4 courses. So if you are registering 2 new courses, remaining 2 you can utilize it. So maximum 4 you cannot cross.
When will SCT will be conducted?
We have already announced the date. We have 2 windows. First window will be September 28th to and October 5th, and second window will be in November. We have already shared the SCT process document. We have updated the dates there.
So that's why the questions, other questions are
And we can see that there are many repetition questions here is when we will receive ID card and when we will receive admission letter. We have already shared first batch and remaining students will receive it this week. We have shared this video as well. You can check out the video, and if you have any query, you can write to support@study.iitm.ac.in. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.